Picture this. You're sitting bumper to bumper on the federal highway.
Oh, the ultimate Malaysian stress test right there.
Right, or maybe the LDP. And it is just an absolute heavy downpour. The wipers are going at full speed, and you are totally trapped.
Yeah, and your blood pressure is just, rising in perfect sync with the Waze arrival time.
Ticking endlessly upward, exactly. So today we're doing a deep dive into a way to, well, transform that exact stressful moment.
And we're using some really great source material for this.
We are. We're looking at the MindfulGym program. It's this evidence-based initiative created right here in Malaysia by consultant psychiatrist Dr. Phang Cheng.
Right, and what's cool is it's designed specifically for our multi-ethnic community. It takes mindfulness and turns it into like a practical anytime skill.
Even when you're stuck in terrible traffic. Because a big part of the program draws on this Harvard study showing that our minds aren't actually in the present moment for, wait for it, 47% of the time.
47%, almost half our lives.
Yeah. So in that traffic jam, your body is physically in the car, but your mind is, it's time traveling to the future.
Definitely. You're stressing over the meeting you're going to miss or the dinner getting cold at home.
Okay, let's unpack this for a second. I want to play devil's advocate here.
Mm.
Shouldn't I be stressing?
What do you mean?
Well, isn't worrying about being late to a meeting just, being a responsible adult? My brain feels like it's just trying to solve the problem.
I mean, it is trying to solve the problem, actually. Evolutionarily, our brains are wired to predict danger to keep us safe.
Right, it's a survival mechanism.
Exactly. But here's the thing, worrying doesn't actually make the cars in front of you move any faster.
Unfortunately.
Right. It just triggers your body's fight or flight response. You are literally pumping out stress hormones for a tiger that isn't there.
Wow.
It's just a Perodo breaking in front of you. There is no tiger.
So I'm sitting there, physically, completely still, but biologically running for my life.
Yes, which perfectly explains why driving in a bad jam leaves you feeling physically exhausted when you get home.
That makes so much sense.
Yeah.
Which brings us to the core tool the program suggests for snapping out of this autopilot. You just ask yourself one question: what is the time now?
And the only acceptable answer to that is NW.
Right, not 6:30 p.m., just now, Delhi.
Yeah. And there is real neurology behind why this works. When you ask that question, you create a cognitive interrupt.
The cognitive interrupt.
Yeah, you basically force your brain to shift activity away from the amygdala, that fear and stress center, and back to the prefrontal cortex, which handles logic and present reality.
So you're forcing your brain to drop the timeline where you get fired for missing the meeting.
Yeah.
And return to the timeline where you're literally just sitting in a dry, air-conditioned car.
Precisely. It breaks the circuit of that future-rushing autopilot, which ties into that really classic mindfulness concept. You can't stop the waves, but you can learn to surf.
Oh, I've heard that quote everywhere, usually on, inspirational posters.
Yeah, but applying it mechanically to a traffic jam makes a ton of sense. The waves are the traffic, the rain, the external chaos.
Because you can't control the federal highway. Nobody can.
Nobody can. But surfing means cognitive distancing. You notice the stress, but you don't let it pull you under.
And to stay on that surfboard, you had to use your senses, right? You physically anchor yourself to the present.
Exactly. What can you do right now? You feel the texture of the steering wheel.
Or you actually listen to the rhythm of the rain hitting the windshield.
Right. Or just take one deliberate breath. By focusing on raw sensory input, you physically interrupt that fight or flight loop.
Because the nervous system can only process so much information at once. If I'm fully feeling the steering wheel, I have way less mental bandwidth available to panic about being late.
It completely reframes the entire commute.
It really does. So when we pull all of this together for you listening, we're really looking at three core shifts here. First, recognizing that your mind wanders almost half the time.
Right, which is what actually spikes your stress, not just the traffic itself.
Second, using that specific circuit breaker. Just asking, what is the time now, to force your brain out of the future.
And finally, accepting that while you can't part the sea of cars, you can absolutely surf the stress waves by anchoring to your physical senses.
So here is your call to action. The next time Waze adds another 20 minutes to your drive, try it.
Yeah. Before you react, just take one mindful breath, ask yourself what time it is, and answer N now W.
Just one breath to change the whole drive. And, it leaves us with something bigger to chew on.
What's that?
Well, if you could actually learn to find a pocket of peace sitting bumper to bumper in a heavy downpour on the LDP, where else in your daily chaos might you secretly build your mental muscles?